Episode 57 may very well be one of the most important episodes in the new Digimon Adventure 2020 reboot, just in terms of progressing the plot, finally elaborating on the post-Millenniumon threat known as the Great Catastrophe, and revealing officially that Argomon, the little jellies from all the way back in episode 1, are hugely significant players in the story of Digimon 2020. Welcome to the Digino, where we unpack Digimon every Sunday. This is where I do the whole like and subscribe spiel, but I really want to get right into talking about this week's episode and what we learned, so you know the drill. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't, peace. At episode 57, we exist in a world where the main threat built up for over 20 episodes, Millenniumon, has actually been defeated, and now the kids find themselves on these solo quests, looking to discover the true meaning behind each of their crests, because Wisemon, Junkmon, and Izzy discovered that the crests may hold the secret to stopping this sort of unknown threat called the Great Catastrophe, sort of an end of days scenario for the digital world and potentially even the human world. In this episode, Taichi and Argomon are flying around when they are ambushed super abruptly by an Argomon eyeball that opens up in the sky and sucks them in. Tai and Argomon find themselves in a world that's suspiciously similar to that corrupted network world from the first few episodes that wasn't the digital world we typically think of. It's unclear if we're in the digital world, the network, or some kind of pocket dimension simulation place, but Argomon starts popping back up in numbers, and in a very our wargame Kuromon way, the Argomon all start saying hello. It's super creepy and a fun callback to the baby Diaboromons on the internet. Before we know it, they evolve to their champion level form and then merge into this single entity, this anthropomorphic humanoid looking version of Argomon, which recognizes Taichi, speaks really elegantly, identifying itself as Argomon, confirming it remembers past battles with Taichi, and then hints that it is an existence created to execute a mission. Our meeting is the will of our creator, is what it says. Now, in this moment of the episode, I was kind of horrified because the episode could go one of two ways. It was possible that this was all we'd get lore-wise, but thankfully that's not the case. We do pause on the lore for about 5 or 6 minutes for Taichi and Argomon to undergo this action scene, this trial where a bunch of Taichi clones appear and Argomon has to figure out which is the real one. I'm gonna be honest, this section was a little bit redundant. Feel free to disagree in the comments, but just from a lore point of view, I think it was, so I'm gonna skip over it because today I really want to talk about the story revelations that come after this little sequence. The meme element of it all was really hilarious, since for months fans have been saying there's too much Taichi, and now we have a literal screenshot of Argomon throwing his hands up and saying, why are there so many Taichis? There's too much Taichi. But again, nothing super meaningful here. Of course, Argomon finds the real one, and we continue on to a battle that first involves Greymon, then Metal Greymon, then Alteros mode Metal Greymon. War Greymon eventually appears, and Gaia forces us out of the little pocket dimension above the digital world, where we have a second opportunity to speak to the human Argomon, which I was really thankful for. Taichi asks, "Answer me, who are you?" Thankfully, Argomon doesn't just run away, but instead replies, "To confirm the powers born from the partnerships of you humans and Digimon who have survived up until now, that is the mission given to us this time." Taichi asks, "What's your purpose? Who's the one that created you?" Argomon replies, "The one who created me will soon begin to make a move," which is super ominous. "All will be reduced to nothing and vanish. The time of the end." Taichi says, "The Great Catastrophe, ... Izzy chimes in and says that they showed themselves. Everything started when the first incident in Tokyo occurred, and so all the incidents up until now, everything is connected to the Great Catastrophe. Yamato chimes in and says he heard the story. He believes that the Digidestined are now a presence that can no longer be ignored by this enemy. Argomon is watching us, and everyone needs to be careful. So lots to unpack. I'll start at the end because in one of the final shots of the episode, we see this Argomon form visiting that gigantic black sphere in the network world with that creepy eye that we've seen a few times now. This thing is still a huge mystery. The most we really know about it is that it appears in the Digivice game, and we saw Devimon nodding to it once. But now we know this, which is super important. Argomon isn't the eyeball and isn't the main bad guy. It's second in command. And we know that Argomon has a creator, and that the creator is not human, but instead some kind of digital creature. Whether a Digimon or artificial intelligence or a computer virus, that's still unknown, but there's no twist like in Tamers where humans are responsible for what's been happening. At least they haven't done that twist yet. Importantly, Argomon said that it was tasked with confirming the powers born from the partnerships of you humans and Digimon. That was its mission. So I don't know about this, and I'll definitely definitely check the comments to hear what you all think. Does this new creepy final boss just want Argomon to gauge how strong its potential enemies, the Digidestined, are? Or is it actually studying the unique style of evolution that is capable through collaboration with humans? It would be cool if the enemy above Argomon's plan is to utilize humans like a resource to increase its own power, like trying to enslave humanity to simulate the evolutions that Agumon, Gabumon, etc. can achieve when they connect with Taichi, Yamato, etc. Imagine like a reverse crypto mining scenario. A digital monster is harvesting human energy to better itself. It's kind of cool in my opinion if this is where we're going. I'd love to see it, but I'm not 100% sold. There's definitely some missing information still. It's too early to try and claim that I know what the plan is. What I want to know based on all of this, especially after this episode, it's been said that the show is ending at episode 66. So do you think that this current story arc is wrapping up in 9 weeks, or do you think we're currently in a phase where we're bridging the gap into a season 2 situation? I made a video sort of about this topic of will there be a season 2. There's some reason to believe a new show is coming in October 2021. Definitely check out that video I made. I think it would be pretty rushed if everything from Argomon to this new enemy is defeated and wrapped up in a nice little bow in the next 9 weeks, but I could see us getting right up to that confrontation, you know, the Great Catastrophe for episode 66, and then season 2 is our heroes tackling that new threat for an entire season. But then again, Millenniummon was resurrected and defeated in only a few episodes, so maybe they'll pull the same trick again, unfortunately, and have this new enemy show itself in episode 65, then be defeated in episode 66. I certainly hope not, but I'm not a time traveler, so I just don't know. That's all we got from this episode, but I honestly think it's a lot. Argomon is intelligent, which is something we did not know. It's testing the power of evolution created through human and Digimon collaboration. It's not the brains of the operation, but instead a creation serving a higher power, and that higher power is not human. Hopefully the lore drops keep coming soon, as this stuff is truly what gets me excited about the show, and I'm sure it gets you excited too. That's where I'll end the video. As a little PSA for my fans or subscribers, whatever, next week's Sunday review will be delayed because I am taking a little vacation. I'll have some time in the middle of this week though, so I'm hoping to pre-record a video and release it on the Sunday time slot for you. I think it might be a Q&A, so please comment with your questions for me, maybe about Digimon, maybe about YouTube, or just hobby stuff if you want to get to know me a little better. And if I get enough good questions, that'll be its own video, but if there are only a few questions, what I may do is sprinkle in a little Q&A segment at the end of the next few episode reviews, just so that everyone who asked a question gets an answer. But either way, thank you for watching. Hope you understand me needing a little break. The episode review for episode 58 will happen. It will just probably drop on the Tuesday instead of Sunday like normal. Okay, take care. Let the theory crafting about the Great Catastrophe begin, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Could also be the same cast of Digimon Adventure 2020, you know, Taichi and the gang getting just a second series. Maybe the show receives a title change, but we stick with our core cast. I was expecting the current series to maybe spend some meaningful time in the human world, but we truly have been in the digital world for 90% of the show. So maybe it could be that series 1 is the digital world and series 2 is the human world. We're definitely building up to something with the Great Catastrophe. Maybe our characters switch settings for season 2 or series 2. 3, it could be